Another fatal shooting by U.S. immigration agents has killed a man in the restive city of Minneapolis, triggering a new wave of protests and condemnation of President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. Jacob Frey, the city's mayor, has called on Trump to immediately end the federal immigration enforcement operations in the state of Minnesota.
How many more residents, how many more Americans need to die or get badly hurt for this operation to end? How many more lives need to be lost before this administration realizes that a political and partisan narrative is not as important as American values? I'm done being told that
Frey condemned the second fatal shooting in the city, describing a video in which masked agents violently attack and kill a civilian as disturbing. He called on the Trump administration to end the immigration and customs enforcement sweeping crackdown in the northern city. Governor Tim Walz, for his part, backed Frey's call, stating that federal authorities could not be trusted to lead an investigation into the incident and it should be handled by state officials. He said the federal immigration operation underway in his state is only sowing chaos and violence. Trump reacted by accusing both Frey and Walz of inciting insurrection. The Department of Homeland Security defended the agent's actions, claiming the shooting was part of a targeted operation against a violent criminal. Now, to talk more on this, we are joined by Professor Daniel Shaw, joining us from New York, a professor of race, ethnicity, class, and gender at the City University of New York. Professor, good to see you again. Professor, it seems that we're seeing more unrest by the day, more protests, condemnations, and on the other side, harsher crackdowns, which has resulted in a second killing in the city.
This is an ICE execution of innocent individual, registered nurse who made incredible sacrifices in Arctic, subarctic temperatures to be out in the streets expressing solidarity with immigrants, with all people under attack by these racist ICE invaders coming into our communities, harassing people, ripping them out of their homes, out of their cars, separating them from their families. We've seen 4-year-olds separated from their loved ones and taken into custody. And in front of the entire world, U.S. hypocrisy is on full display because they claim they are going to bomb and invade Iran, and they kidnap the president of Venezuela. This has nothing to do with democracy. How can they export what they don't even have right here at home? ICE is clearly a bullying agency designed to harass any immigrants, racially profiling people. Minnesota's had enough, and just like the George Floyd moment in May of 2022, Minnesota is the spearhead of a national and international movement against Trump, against ICE, and against all of this bullying.
And Professor, what could we expect in the coming days or weeks? It seems to be going towards more chaos and violence. And also, what is Trump's real plan? Some say he wants this chaos, but why?
Trump wants this chaos because it can justify a further occupation of different cities and states that he says are too democratic or too liberal. If we listen to all of the propaganda coming from Fox News and from Elon Musk's X, they are vilifying, they're demonizing this registered nurse and Renee Good, and they're saying that these individuals are criminals. What was their crime? What did they ever do? This individual did not represent any type of threat. Still, he was gunned down, point blank, execution style. And then the ICE agents high five and celebrate and say that they got an insurrectionist. They use this vocabulary that completely dehumanizes us. They call us communists, illegal aliens. It's a vocabulary designed to strip us of our humanity. We've long talked about the harbingers of a type of civil war climate here in the U.S., but things have never been this intense. And right-wing Trump-minded people continue to stand behind this. They are sending out any videos they can, trying to manipulate the actual facts that occurred with this second high-profile murder in Minnesota today.
And Professor, the Department of Homeland Security defended the agent's actions, claiming the shooting was part of a targeted operation against a violent criminal. And then we had Trump supporting the terrorist attacks or riots in Iran. But here they want the harshest crackdown possible.
These are the, in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King, the greatest purveyors of violence across the world. This is consistent with the United States track record. This doesn't represent the people of the United States. The vast majority of us stand in solidarity. We understand that immigrants did not voluntarily come to the United States. We understand what the sanctions have done, U.S. sanctions and strangling of economies like the Iranian, the Cuban, the Nicaraguan. We know about the proxy war on China. They look in against Russia. So them trying to claim that they stand behind democracy abroad when right here at home we have no sense of democracy and society is constantly pummeling and bullying the most vulnerable among us in the most cold temperatures. You see people being dragged out of their homes, dragged out of their cars. People cannot bring their children to school. People can't go to work. And this is exactly what Trump wants, because soon enough, people are going to stand up. They're going to defend themselves. We see the formation of a new Black Panther Party in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And when one of the ICE agents is injured or shot in self-defense by the protesters, that's going to justify what Trump truly wants, and that's a clampdown on these different states.
Thank you, Professor. There you have it, Professor Daniel Shaw, joining us from New York, Professor of Race, Ethnicity, Class and Gender at the City University of New York. Professor, thank you for your time, sir.